everybody. It's the Good Doctors of Abbey Research here, socially distancing as we are required to do by this beloved state of Pennsylvania. And it is Monday, April 27th. Congratulations on making it through the month of April. It went much quicker than the decade of March.
Much.
It's still been a trial, I know, for everybody in lots of different ways. So our Good Doctors Diagnose for today is a business one. And we've been hearing a lot in the last week about the decisions that were made in terms of distributing funds from the Small Business Association to businesses that needed support during the lockdown. And so we would like to talk to you today about business ethics.
People are paying a real close attention.
Because we have some really good case studies.
If you have not heard, the first round of the Paycheck Protection Act cash went to a lot of companies that didn't need it.
Lots of small businesses that make a crap ton of money and did not need it.
Like hedge funds.
Lots of hedge funds.
Lots of hedge funds because they only have 10 people. So this is one of the things I remember when they were talking about it, thinking, so we are 25 people in the building, and we, so based on the 25 people, we qualified.
Correct.
Spoiler alert, we did not get money in the first round. Spoiler alert. And no one we know did.
No.
But I started wondering if they should be talking about revenue as well. And it didn't feel like there was a whole lot of revenue thresholds. And I was really curious about that.
Yeah.
And it turns out there should have been revenue thresholds.
The whole time.
Should have been revenue thresholds. And maybe not even gross profit margin, just straight revenue, like revenue thresholds would have been fine. But the two probably most famous names right now are Shake Shack and Ruth's Chris, which got around the 50 employees thing because all of their various establishments have under 50 employees.
Right.
And that's how they got through it. And
I think they both got 10 million.
Oh, Ruth got 20.
Ruth Chris got 20 million. Yes. Shake Shack got $10 million. And when you start doling out, what was it, 300 billion or something, in those chunks, you run out pretty quickly.
Real quick.
You run out pretty quickly when you start in tens of millions of dollars.
And most folks wanted under $300,000.
Yeah. And the whole point, right, was that you get this money to help keep your business going or to help pay your employees. It's payroll protection.
Weird, unknown time of when you can open back up again.
Yeah. And I remember another case that I saw was a hotel owner in Dallas who has friends in high places who did not furlough, fired 95% of his workforce and got $10 million. Which the point is you get the money so that you don't have to fire people, so that you can continue to keep. So he's just sitting on this $10 million, fired everybody. They're all filing unemployment in the state of Texas. So we're all paying attention to the business ethics right now. Shake Shack and Ruth's Chris did abrupt turnarounds because of the social pressure. But I know everybody's paying attention even to the local businesses. I'm certainly keeping track of the ones here in Pittsburgh and my community that are trying to stay open, but also very, very conscious of the public health risk, which is something that I prioritize. So I'm spending money intentionally at places that show me that they're following CDC guidelines and public health guidelines, and that they are, one of the things we talked about offline before we started filming was that they are protecting their employees as best they can as well, which is a huge consideration for this ethical conversation around how you're handling COVID-19.
And the more open you are with what you're trying, what we have noticed is that the more forgiving people are when you miss something. So if it's like, well, we're trying to do social distancing here, we put tape on the floor or we've done this, it's a whole lot more easy than when an employee says, well, I didn't feel safe. People are like, how? Like they're trying everything they can. And employers in this country as a whole, business owners, I should say, frequently get a bad rap. Because a lot of people think business owner and think Jeff Bezos, and they don't do automatically. CEO equals Jeff Bezos. Well, like I'm a COO, and that I have the same title as one of the people in his organization, but I don't do anything like the people in his organization.
Right.
So we do a lot of false equivalencies in how American culture talks about business culture. And I think one of the things that has happened in the last couple of weeks is that we have begun to realize that business is potentially more complicated than the pop culture let us realize. And then economics is harder and weirder. And I've been very interested in the number of people that just keep looking at the camera when they're talking or, you know, and texting me, and they're just being like, but fundamentally everybody has to keep the lights on. How are they supposed to keep the lights on?
Yeah.
Like, this is what business owners are asking all the time. How do I pay my people? How do I keep the lights on? And how do I serve my customers?
Yeah.
And right now, usually the only answer we have is the third one.
Right.
That's really hard. And people are paying attention. And so you are setting yourself apart as an organization if you are being transparent with how you are treating your employees right now.
That's right. And so our tips for any employers, business owners out there that want to make ethical choices about how they run their business, communicate with your employees, with your customers. The most effective tool all of us have right now is social media and marketing. So show people how you're contributing. Show people,
a very powerful tool.
Yeah, show people that you're putting tape on the floor, or show people that you're donating money to the local food bank. Those are going to be, we're going to see an economic consequence based on these ethical decisions, on these moral decisions that businesses make, for the good or the bad. So, you know, it's the right thing to do because it's the right thing to do, but it's also going to impact your bottom line, the decisions that you make now and how you handle yourself and communicate to your people and your customers.
Absolutely. And that feels potentially a little bit overwhelming in the midst of everything else, but it's one of the non-negotiables for long-term economic longevity.
That's right. So that is our social distancing Good Doctors Diagnose for this Monday. I will be back on Wednesday to talk with you guys. We hope wherever you are in the world, you are as safe and as healthy as possible. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.